up to some rain this morning. For anybody who had like the last bits of the snowmen hanging on, probably gone now.
That's exactly right, Joe. Yeah, they were just barely holding on. I saw some clumps of snow on my drive-in earlier today, still hanging around on the Daphne side. They're mainly in the low-lying ditches. But yeah, all of this rain, that is really going to start to melt some of that away. And so it will start to say goodbye to what is left, especially with the warming trend that we're going to be experiencing for the days ahead of us. Now, as you take a look at satellite and radar, what you can start to see is some of that clearing just on the backside of that rain. So the good news is that it's moving in and also it's moving out. So we will start to see some of those clearing conditions by the second half of today, but we're still going to be seeing some of those lingering showers so far for this morning. Now, meteorologist Matt Barentine, he was keeping you updated through Good Day Gulf Coast for today. So still experiencing some of those slick roads out there. So in case you're going to be hitting the road anytime soon, just make sure you drive carefully out there, as we could start to see some of that ponding water on the roadways, but really just starting to see some of that rain hanging around for our inland areas at this time, closer towards Washington County, Clark County, Monroe and Connecticut counties. Really just some of that moderate rainfall closer towards I-65, Monroeville down towards Grove Hill along 84 and closer towards Jackson. However, we are starting to just see some of the breaks in it for areas just on the northern side there of Baldwin County and moving through Washington County, getting just a new sweep scan right there, so you can just start to see where we're seeing some of that clearing so far. And then really the Florida Panhandle, central to southern Mobile, Baldwin counties, very isolated for some of those showers. The majority of it taking place further inland. So if you don't have to do anything for today, it's going to be a nice time just to hang out inside. But if you do step outside, it's not feeling as cold out there. This is more of some of those moderate temperatures that we're experiencing and some of those gray, gloomy, overcast skies. Now, a live view outside, looking closer towards the Bayway and the Causeway. Traffic moving smoothly. Those temperatures resting right around 60 degrees. Overcast and gloomy. Not the prettiest day to begin this brand new week. But the rain chances over the next few hours, they're going to continue dropping. Our highest rain chances will remain further on towards this morning. We'll turn much more isolated once we get closer towards lunchtime, and then chances really begin to drop off later on for this evening. Our inland spots and areas just on the east side of Mobile Bay will have the higher chances to see some of those rain showers just lingering heading into the afternoon. But all of that will begin to clear out, and really we're going to have a beautiful week ahead of us with some of those temperatures really beginning to warm up, possibly even seeing temperatures 10 degrees higher than this by the end of the week. So forecast highs heading into this afternoon, mainly going to be expecting those upper 50s for our inland areas, where I'm expecting more of those rain showers and that cloud cover to linger behind by the second half of today. Everywhere else just starting to see some of those lower to mid 60s. But as mentioned, add on about 10 degrees to some of those numbers. That's what we're going to be feeling by the end of the week and into the weekend, feeling very spring-like across the Gulf Coast. Quite the swing in comparison to last week. Now, coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to talk more about your forecast, what I'm tracking for the entire week ahead of us, detailing more of the rain chances as they push out of here. And we'll talk more about those 70-degree temperatures that I'm anticipating. All of that is coming up soon. Joe, Chelsea. Thank you, Hal. And as mentioned, we'll have those stories later on here on Fox 10. But if you notice, the skies behind him, they were gray, gloomy, overcast, not the prettiest look. And that's exactly what we've been dealing with so far for the majority of today. Now, if you watch Good Day Gulf Coast, meteorologist Matt Barentine earlier this morning, he was tracking some of those showers. The good news, when I was tracking them along Studio 10 and Fox 10 midday, they were mainly beginning to move out. But just a reminder, you can stay updated with all of the changes in our forecast by downloading the Fox 10 weather app. Now, also, I've been getting in a lot of questions about February 6th in particular, just seeing something go viral on social media. So if you've had questions about that, right there at the top there, I do answer your questions that you have about that very specific post, and most importantly, debunking that post. But let's go ahead and talk about what is happening in our forecast right now. And there's those rain showers as they are continuing just to push out of here. Now we have some of the rain just tracking further off towards the east, moving into southern Georgia, really just staying on the north side there of I-10. But what's left behind is going to be all of that cloud cover, just some peaks of clear skies trying to make an appearance out there. but not looking too likely by the time we get further along into the rest of this evening. The majority of the rain just lingering closer towards Fort Walton Beach and Destin at this time. Bruton also just starting to see some of those very light isolated showers. Everywhere else turning quiet. You might see some of those misting conditions on your windshield as you're out driving, but other than that, it's mainly just some of that cloud cover, looking like it could rain at any point heading into the remainder of this evening. Now, temperatures out there currently ranging quite a bit, upper 50s for inland areas, seeing more of those upper 60s closer towards the immediate coastline. So about a 10-degree temperature gradient between our inland areas and closer towards the immediate coast. But later on for this evening, those temperatures, they'll continue just to stay steady in the 50s. Later on for this evening, we've needed to blast that heat last week, but now for the upcoming days, the trend ahead is going to be some warmer days ahead of us. So now you'll need to have that AC on and blasting, because look at those temperatures by the time we get closer towards midweek into the weekend. Well above average. Coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to talk more about your forecast and what I'm tracking for the rest of the week. Those details are coming up in just a little bit. Shelby Lee.
All right.